My name is Brandon Christensen. Farm with Crawford Valley Farms. We farm roughly 3,800 acres, and we're primarily irrigated. We have some bottom ground dry land that we do farm. This is my 14th season back at the farm. So we actually started fertigating in 2004. The systems that we used before were constant monitoring, constant repair. We didn't have time for that anymore, and we needed something that was going to be much more reliable. In 2016, we decided it was time to move on and get something more robust, more reliable, better service, and we ended up selling all of our old pumps, bought a whole Agri-Inject line, and it's been the best thing that we've done since. We just needed something that we knew was easy to repair if there was an issue. Service was better, the yearly maintenance was almost nothing, and we wanted something that we could set, start, and leave and not come back until it was done and feel good about leaving that device running on its own. It saves unbelievable amounts of time. You set them, you forget them, they're reliable, they do their job. We monitor based on how we need to, but it's something that you can go and get running and you don't go have to sit the tractor for hours on end. You leave it and you let it go. As far as chemigating, it allows us to do our fungicide applications, our insecticide applications, numerous fertility applications. The amount of things that we can do are endless, and they change every year. It's much cheaper than buying a side dress rig or running a sprayer across the field. I'm one of those that if you're only watering with your center pivot irrigation, you're only using half of its capabilities. Agri-Inject has a really cool app that makes it super simple to set up and calibrate. And those regards, I think, are the scariest part for a lot of growers, is making sure that it's doing its job and it's putting the right amounts on. Well, Agri-Inject's made that super simple. If you know how to run a basic app, you're going to understand how to calibrate the system. You type in your acres, you type in the gallons, you put all the basic parameters in there. The app makes it super, super simple to make sure that the pump is doing what it needs to do. The timer works hand in hand with how you have to calibrate that machine. I can't emphasize enough that makes it super simple. The app saves us as far as making it speedy, timely, and getting it done the way that it needs to get done. As far as fertigating or chemigating versus other practices, time and money are worth a lot. It's super expensive to run a $500,000 machine across your ground, or you set a simple, very low cost pump at your pivot point and you let it do the work for you. On an ROI standpoint, 2 years in a row we tested helicopter, plane, ground rig, and chemigation. We've felt that when we've done our tests, we've seen a much higher ROI with chemigation unit through a pivot, just because it can get all the way down into that bottom canopy, because you want to protect the entire plant. Insecticide, that's another huge point, because we haven't fought spider mites in a long time, but that's a good example because those like to kind of migrate on the bottom leaves. You're not going to get down there with a plane, ground rig, or helicopter. We've seen significant differences in chemigating those two products over plane and helicopter. Which one's cheapest? It's the chemigation unit. It's not even close. Everything in season is done by an Agri-Inject unit. Fertigation or chemigation, if there's any sort of insect that comes along, the chemigation unit's the first thing to go out there. It's our best option to take care of the issue. Using this equipment allows us to make more frequent applications. I will say our biggest yield increase over the last 6 to 7 years has been managing our nitrogen and our sulfur better. We've went to 8 to 9 different applications of our nitrogen and sulfur, where we used to be 3. By making frequent applications and splitting that out, we've been able to go back on our N per bushel ratio, and our yields have gone up. The fact that you can have all the availability, all the maneuverability, all the different kinds of things that you can put in your field with this setup is endless. You can do anything with it. You can put any nutrient on at any time of the day, anytime, it doesn't matter. The pivot's running. It's already putting water on. So you might as well put something else with it that can only give you an ROI but help your crop grow the best that it can grow.